You are at the top of the world. You are the go-to brand for adventurers, athletes, and thrill seekers. Your name is associated with challenge, adventure, and resilience, but everything falls apart in a short time. How can a company go from being valued at $11 billion to struggling to survive? Today, we're diving into one of the most spectacular downfalls in the tech world, that of GoPro. What happened, and can they still recover? That's what we're going to explore in detail right now. Let's go. The story of GoPro, like many great success stories, begins with a simple but visionary idea in 2002. Nick Woodman, a passionate surfer frustrated by never being able to capture his performances on the waves, decided to create his own solution. At the time, getting quality footage of yourself in action was reserved for professionals who had dedicated photographers. For amateurs like Woodman, there was no accessible and practical solution. It was during a trip to Australia, while taking a step back after the failure of two previous startups, that the idea for GoPro truly took shape. He wanted to create a lightweight and endurable portable camera, capable of capturing high-quality action moments, even in the most extreme conditions. It was a bold idea he believed in. For 2 years, and according to him, he locked himself in his garage, lived with his parents, worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day to turn this vision into reality. Yes, I know, a good startup story without a garage doesn't exist. The first GoPro, the Hero, was introduced in 2004 at a San Diego trade show. It wasn't yet the revolution we know today. It was just a cheap film camera from China, modified to suit action sports. But quickly the concept took shape. GoPro cameras, compact, water-resistant, and shockproof, became a must-have for fans of surfing, skiing, mountain biking, and many other extreme sports. These small cameras allow you to capture fully immersive videos and create a direct connection between the viewer and the action. In a few short years, GoPro rose to the top of the industry. In 2010, the GoPro high-definition Hero enabled high-definition filming, a real leap forward that propelled the brand into the spotlight. From now on, GoPro is not only a camera for extreme sports, but it also becomes an essential accessory for vloggers, independent filmmakers, and even everyday adventurers. I remember buying one in 2013 to ride my motorcycle around Paris, just because it was trendy and it was fun to share the videos with my friends. In no time, and it's the holy grail. For any invention, GoPro becomes a generic term to refer to an action camera like Kleenex for tissues. The growth is explosive, and the company is literally booming. In 2012, Nick Woodman sold a small share of GoPro, valuing the company at over $2 billion. Then in 2014, it's the big moment. The initial public offering. The success is immediate. The initial public offering allows GoPro to raise more than $400 million. The company reaches a phenomenal valuation of $11 billion. At that moment, GoPro seems unstoppable with everything going well. The brand dominates the market, its products sell by the millions, and Nick Woodman is celebrated as a visionary in the tech world. To get back to GoPro, as you might guess, that's exactly where the problems begin. Since going public, the company expanded rapidly, perhaps too quickly. The number of employees doubled in just a few months and expenses skyrocketed. Internally, GoPro went from being a small, clever, and thrifty company that was ultra-flexible to a bloated and inefficient machine, in the words of Nick Woodman himself. As Chief Executive Officer, Woodman himself paid himself a huge salary, brace yourself, $285 million a year, making him the highest-paid company executive in the United States. That year, the company diversified its activities, surpassing giants like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, but at a cost. GoPro no longer sees itself as just a camera company, but as a media company. They invest millions in developing original content, hiring executives from Hulu and Home Box Office. The creators of Game of Thrones running a new division. GoPro channels are appearing on Xbox, Roku, and other platforms, with series featuring Olympic athletes or famous artists. But despite a massive investment, these new initiatives are not generating the expected results. Costs are soaring while profits have begun to decline. Instead of staying focused on what it did best, like Apple did with the iPhone while developing new products, GoPro is trying to completely transform itself. By turning into an entertainment firm, they're neglecting their main business. Despite continued sales growth, initial signs of trouble are emerging. Uncontrolled spending, Numerous unprofitable projects and an unclear expansion strategy will soon catch up with the company. This is where things begin to go awry. After the initial public offering and a meteoric expansion, GoPro starts to run into serious difficulties. What had started as a triumphant rise based on innovation and a lean, efficient company culture quickly turns into an expensive and extremely cumbersome machine. Their rapid growth and excessive spending lead them into a series of spectacular commercial failures. One of GoPro's most costly mistakes was trying to reinvent itself as a media company. Motivated by the success of GoPro videos shared on social media and YouTube, Nick Woodman and his team thought they could turn this organic content into a source of revenue. But this content never found its audience and didn't generate any profit. In 2017, GoPro's media division was simply abandoned after swallowing up hundreds of millions of dollars. But one of GoPro's biggest failures was its foray into the drone sector. With the launch of the GoPro Karma, the idea seemed good, to offer a drone capable of capturing spectacular images, perfectly aligned with the brand's DNA. However, this ambition quickly faced reality. The Karma, an ironic name considering the situation. Anticipated as the product to revive GoPro's growth, it was released in 2016 after months of delay. Yet just 2 weeks after its disastrous launch, thousands of drones were recalled due to a major battery issue that caused them to fall out of the sky during flight. For a company whose reputation was based on robustness and reliability, this incident completely destroyed consumer trust. Although GoPro tried to relaunch the Karma after fixing the issues, the damage was done. The product never found its market and was quietly discontinued in 2018. This fiasco represents a huge financial loss for GoPro, which had invested heavily in this project. In the end, the Karma's failure cost the company hundreds of millions of dollars and damaged their consumer image. And that's not all. While GoPro is spreading itself thin with risky projects, another, even more dangerous problem for the company is looming on the horizon. The rise of smartphones that directly compete with GoPro cameras, which launched before the iPhone even existed. But with the rapid evolution of smartphone cameras, the need for a dedicated action camera for everyday use is decreasing. For most users who want to capture spontaneous moments, a smartphone suffices. GoPro, which once dominated the action camera market, is now seeing its market share eaten away by phones, which offer impressive image quality and increasingly sophisticated features. And as problems never come alone, new players were entering the action camera market every day. Companies such as DJI, known for drones, and Insta360 are creating 360-degree cameras. They began providing competitive GoPro alternatives, frequently at better prices. GoPro faced serious challenges even in its area of expertise. As production costs increased and competition became fiercer, GoPro couldn't even innovate anymore. Instead of giving up, the company would try to turn things around. Aware of their strategic mistake, Nick Woodman and his team undertook a complete overhaul of their business model. Their aim to return to their roots and concentrate the firm on their specialty, action cameras. One of GoPro's first decisions was to streamline its operations. After years of uncontrolled expansion and completely unchecked spending, the company began to downsize. GoPro conducted multiple rounds of layoffs and discontinued its unprofitable ventures. The company, which had over 1,600 employees at its peak, will reduce its workforce. Then they make a crucial decision to focus on direct-to-consumer sales. Instead of solely depending on retailers, they initiate a forceful online sales approach. Customers receive discounts and exclusive offers when buying directly from the GoPro website. This change enables GoPro to enhance margin control, inventory management, and promotion optimization. This new approach is generating positive results, increasing profitability, and giving the company a new lease on life. But the real turning point for GoPro is the launch of GoPro Plus, a subscription service that offers interesting features for camera users. $99 annually. Subscribers receive unlimited cloud storage for videos and photos, plus new product discounts. This service gives GoPro a new source of recurring revenue, less dependent on device sales, and creates a community of loyal customers. These efforts are paying off. GoPro achieves profitability in 2021 and 2022, an unexpected accomplishment. After years of massive losses, the company manages to generate profits and even build up a solid cash reserve. But these changes will only be a respite because the challenges remain enormous. Indeed, the action camera market continues to evolve and GoPro faces increasing pressure. Camera prices are falling, with more consumers opting for cheaper, entry-level models. GoPro's profit margins are starting to shrink, and although the number of GoPro Plus subscribers continues to grow, this increase is not enough to offset the overall decline in device sales. And GoPro's other attempts to jumpstart the business with new products will also go badly. In 2023, the release of the GoPro Max 2, a highly anticipated 360-degree camera, was delayed until 2025. This deprived GoPro of crucial revenue in this segment. The problem is that funding this new product put a huge strain on the company's reserves. GoPro's core problem is that they couldn't move beyond their reputation as a maker of action cameras for extreme sports. This market is solid but limited. They failed to broaden their scope because they moved too quickly, spreading their resources thin. This remained true even when focusing on their core business. GoPro faces rivals who innovate faster and offer products that are as effective, often at better prices. What's next for GoPro? It's clear that GoPro still has some strengths. Their brand remains powerful and recognizable, and their community of enthusiasts is still active. Moreover, their direct-to-consumer sales approach and GoPro Plus subscription offering may sustain them in the near future. But in the long term, it's becoming increasingly difficult to imagine a path toward a new era of growth for the company without major innovation and a radical repositioning. But the good news is that despite the critical situation, all is not lost. And GoPro could take inspiration from Nokia, which made an incredible and above all, unexpected comeback by coming back from bankruptcy to become the leader of a new industry. As we discuss in this video,